Alright, so today I will be digging myself a giant 100 by 100 pit in hardcore Minecraft. My goal is quite simple. Just take a giant 100 by 100 area and physically mine it all the way down to bedrock. That's it. But I've been waiting to do this because with the release of Minecraft 1.18, you don't just have to mine the area down to Y0. Now you have to go down an additional 60 blocks all the way down to Y-60. It is going to be an absolute challenge, so stick to the end of the video to see how it all turned out. And don't forget to hit that like button, as it really helps out the video. And I mean, it's only one click, so it's super simple. And with that, let's just jump into it. Alright, so I need to address something first here. In my previous video, I built the world's largest sugarcane tower. I figured that's how Minecraft 1.18 is so new. Surely no one else would have done this. When I finished my project, no one else did. But Boxy Cat decided it would be a good idea to do the same thing, and he posted his video 2 days before mine. And technically, this guy has the world's largest sugarcane tower now, and I'm so mad. Like, I thought I had this in the bag, so this is clearly something I need to fix right now before we can work on digging out our giant pit. And overall, we had to dig a giant pit for this first anyway, so I mean, I dug out a massive area all the way down to Y0, used some TNT to help me out with the deep slate. The entire pit was now dug, and we were ready to get building to extend this thing all the way down. I already had like all of the supplies left over because I got more than enough that I needed last time when I built this entire thing. So we just slowly but surely worked our way up. I did run into a complication while building this. I had my sound turned off and I didn't hear a creeper sneak up on me from a cave and boom! Yeah, I actually died. So that is why you should always carry a totem of undying, because if I didn't have one, literally this entire series would be over. But with that being said, this entire thing is now completely built, as large as you could possibly make it. We are all the way up at Y320, which is the build height, and then it goes all the way down to Y0, the absolute world's largest possible sugarcane farm. And then after doing quite a simple 30-minute AFK test, this is how much sugarcane we wound up with. And I have to admit, I expected more sugarcane, but I mean, we only expanded this thing like, what, 100 blocks, and it's already nearly 300 blocks tall. So yeah, we didn't gain too much extra from this, but hey, I can now say I have the world's tallest sugarcane farm in Minecraft, so there you go. Now, with that being done, we can get to the actual content of this video. But for that, I need to really quick grab myself an absolute ton of wither skeleton skulls to make a bunch of beacons. Because to mine out this giant area, we are definitely going to need some massive beacons to give me some effects like haste and whatnot. So after I got all those wither skeleton skulls, I just went into the end to my wither farm and just took out all of them, got all of the other stars that I needed, made all of those beacons, and there we go. I mean, I'm already flexing on you guys enough, and I mean, I could make all of my beacons out of iron. You only need 3.5 stacks for one massive beacon to fit 4 beacons. But I mean, iron is so cheap and boring, and I don't want to do that. That's basic. I already have enough gold for a full giant beacon, and I'm actually close enough to getting enough emerald for a full giant beacon. So I went ahead and grabbed a ton of extra paper that I had from my sugarcane farm to trade it for some emeralds. So I got nearly a stack of emerald blocks from that. I was still a bit short, so I went and sat at my raid farm for probably about an hour or so to get the final emeralds that I needed. And finally, we had enough supplies for our massive beacons. And right here, this is me flying to my area that we were actually going to be mining. I made myself a nice little portal in the nether to get there easier because it's kind of far away from spawn. And this area right here is what we were going to be absolutely mining out. Everything in between these stone pillars, we have to mine down all the way to bedrock. And those 2 little stone pieces right there indicate where we are going to be placing our beacons. So that way we get the perfect optimal coverage of everything. So we got to work on building those. And again, we're building a pyramid to fit 4 beacons. So that way I can have speed, haste, jump boost, and resistance in the entire area here. Now I did miscount and I didn't have enough emeralds. So yeah, with one little transition, there you go. We went ahead and finished that up. There you go. My bad. I clearly am not that great at math. Yeah, I built both of those pyramids, activated them, and now no matter where I stand in between these stone pillars, I now have all of the potion effects that I need, including haste, which allows me to instantaneously mine anything that I want. So with that, we were finally able to get started on mining this thing out. And the first thing I wanted to do was actually even everything out to Y level 63. You know, just get a nice flat area to start off with. You know, super simple. It's mostly grass, so it won't take that long. And so we got to work. The biggest problem is having to mine out these hills, which are like 10 blocks tall, which go up to like Y75, which was kind of annoying. But again, it's mostly grass, so it didn't take too long. So I really quickly just went and took out half of the entire thing, which was the tallest hill to take care of, went to the other end, flattened everything out. It didn't really take me that long at all, only about an hour or so. And we managed to flatten this thing all out to Y63. So now it's just super flat, super simple, and it's gonna be a lot easier to keep track of my progress. And so next I decided we're just gonna start super simple again. We're only gonna mine out 2 more layers, 1 simple montage, and there you go. Just go ahead and mining all of that out. Still having to deal with a bit of grass and dirt and whatnot, but mostly stone. Took care of all of that, and it only took me 30 minutes to mine out 2 full layers of nearly entirely stone, which I have to admit, I thought it was gonna take a bit longer than that, but I mean, 30 minutes ain't bad. Really, the biggest problem right now is that my inventory is pretty much full, and both of my pickaxes are pretty much broken from mining out only 2 layers. So that is a bit of a problem, and I don't want to have to keep going back to my base to repair them, so I need to come up with a solution here. So I went back to my base and made an absolute ton of diamond pickaxes, because diamond pickaxes with haste can still instantly mine stone. So, I mean, that's perfect. And I mean, I already have a villager trading farm here. So here I am right here, just getting perfect efficiency 5, unbreaking 3 pickaxes and shovels, just like that, the easiest thing in the world. And I already had over 500 XP levels, so we were good to go there as well. I also went ahead and made a ton of extra shulker boxes to store all of the things that we were going to be collecting in this, including like our copper, our coal, and whatnot. And I was researching on the best way to transport shulker boxes because it's really annoying and I didn't want to keep them in my inventory. And I found something that you suggest that you put them in an ender chest, which I can't believe I never thought of that before. So yeah, I went ahead and put a ton of extra supplies in my ender chest. So that way I was going to have to come back to my base as little often as possible. So now that we had a ton of pickaxes ready to go, a few shovels, we were able to get back to working. I went ahead and mined out 2 more layers, and again, didn't take that long, only about 30 minutes. I had to use a couple diamond pickaxes to get through this, but we had like 18 all ready to go, so we were able just to keep on going. Next, I decided we're just gonna keep the replay mod going, and we were going to mine out 4 more layers, so I went ahead and did that, and surprise, surprise, it took around about an hour to do so, and by now, we were actually starting to run into some cave systems. As you can see over here, we have this absolutely massive ravine-style cave over here, which I had to start mining around. So yeah, I mean, this thing we're gonna have to deal with for probably the rest of the video. As you can see, we just go down. This thing just keeps going. It keeps going and going and going. I think the bottom of this cave is down to maybe like Y10. So yeah, we're gonna have to deal with this thing for the rest of the video. It's kind of nice having all these air blocks that I don't mind, but it's also kind of annoying to work around. So it was a bit of a challenge, but yeah, we were only going to encounter more cave systems the further we went down. But for now, I mean, we've been at it for a couple of hours and we've started to make some pretty good progress, but all of my pickaxes were pretty much done and I needed to do something. So I decided to enchant them all with mending to repair them because I figured that would cost less XP than actually using an anvil and making new pickaxes to repair them. I didn't really want to do this because I accidentally kept on breaking a bunch of pickaxes by mining too long with them, so I'm kind of wasting the levels, but I figured this would be the cheapest thing possible. And again, I already had over 500 XP levels, so I mean, I might as well use them for something like making myself a ton more pickaxes and adding mending to all of them. So after doing all of that, here we go. We have 18 more fully repaired diamond pickaxes ready to go. So now with all of this, we were going to be able to stay at our area and mine down probably another 20 or 30 levels without ever having to come back to our base, which is exactly what I wanted. I also sorted around my inventory a bit, so that way I made sure to gather all of the supplies that I actually wanted and didn't pick up anything boring like cobblestone and whatnot. And so now we were able to get back to work. And what is this pig doing here? Get out of here. We don't need that. Now we are going to mine ourselves 10 layers down because I want to see finally some absolute insane levels of progress. So mining out 10 full layers took me like nearly 3 hours, which was really annoying, but hey, it looks absolutely insane for the nice little replay there. And now, finally, you can actually see some insane levels of progress in this absolutely massive pit of ours. And so, just to give you guys some reference, we started right around this Y level right here with the cobblestone, and 3 hours later, we are now down here. Which honestly doesn't kind of look a lot when you look at the wall like that. But I mean, come on, this is still a massive pit. We made a lot of progress, and I'm really, really proud of it. We are now down to Y level 45 after, like, I don't even know how many hours of work at this point. I mean, that's still pretty good. Not bad, but could be better. So I went ahead and sorted up all of my items. I was down to my final few pickaxes, which was really annoying. So really quick, I just went back to my end farm and repaired them with mending. It only took me like probably 15 minutes or so to gather all of the XP that I needed to repair these. I then went back to my base, made even more pickaxes to replace all of the ones that I ended up breaking, and now we are able to get back to work again. And this time, I want to non-stop mine 15 layers of this thing. Just absolutely grind, no interrupting, nothing, just keep going, 15 layers down. And like I said earlier, working around this cave was saving me some time, so I figured that would help as well by not having to mine as many blocks. Hopefully it shouldn't take me too long. So now that my entire inventory was sorted, we were ready to go, start the replay, and let's get through this. Mining this entire thing down non-stop, 15 layers took me quite nearly 4 hours of continuous work. It was absolutely insane, and you would not believe how boring this is. And part of the problem too is now we have to start dealing with slimes that start spawning, so I have to stop mining every now and again to take out the slimes, which is really annoying. It's not really difficult what we're doing, but it's so repetitive, just flicking your mouse back and forth to just melt away this stone that your brain just like stops functioning while doing all of this for like 4 hours straight. So right around this time is when I started watching a TV series on my other monitor just to try and keep my brain functioning. I started watching The Good Place again. So yeah, hopefully that was gonna keep me entertained as I was doing all of this. The caves were actually not saving me that much time as I was hoping, mining around them. In fact, they're actually wasting me time because I have to mine all the way around them, and it just interrupts my mining and it wastes me time, and they're actually starting to get way more annoying rather than helpful, which I absolutely hate. So yeah, but after those 4 hours were completed, here you go. We are now 15 more layers down. We are now at Y level 30, and like I said, we've got even more slime spawning, which is even more annoying. So, I mean, flying up here, this thing actually is starting to look pretty sick. And what you're looking at right here, this is only 1 day of real life work here. So we are making an absolute insane amount of progress in only 1 day. But at this point, this was the last levels that I mined on this day. By now, I decided to go to bed because it was like 1 a.m. And also, I didn't want to have to deal with these cave systems, which is why I also stopped working for the day. I mean, we're only like 1 layer away from encountering a lot more caves and a lot more annoyingness. So I went to bed, and the first thing we did the next morning was moving our beacons, because these beacons only have a range of 50, and they were gonna run out of range once I mined down like 5 or 10 more levels. So I just had to really quickly break all of them, make sure they stayed centered, replace them down below, and activated them all once again. And now we weren't going to have to move them for quite a while. I went back to my end farm, repaired all of my tools, got my inventory all sorted, all ready, all completed, and now we were going to give ourselves yet another montage of just me mining down 16 more layers absolutely non-stop, which is going to be about 4 to 5 hours of non-stop work. So we got to mining, and as you can see right there, the cave systems got absolutely massive, and we're starting to get absolutely annoying, which started wasting even more of my time. I also got bored and started trying to get a little fancy with all of the replays here, as you can see. So yeah, kind of annoying, but I like it. It's not bad. Part of the annoyingness in all of this too, encountering all of these cave systems, is I now have to deal with absolutely massive lava pools. This one actually wasn't too bad. We were able just to cover it all with cobblestone. But if any of the lava pools are larger, we have to go and grab like sand and gravel and fill them in, which takes even more time and is even more annoying. But yeah, this individual lava pool wasn't that bad. Just filled it with some cobblestone and we were good to go. So I finished all of that. We finished all of our 16 layers, and this thing is going so exceptionally well. We're actually getting pretty close to Y0. As you can see right down here, this cobblestone actually marks where Y0 is. So I started recording this entire video this previous Monday working on the sugarcane farm. And right here, right now, this was recorded early on the day on Wednesday. So, I mean, we were making some pretty solid progress and I thought we were doing pretty good. Right now, we ran into some problems. Again, all of our pickaxes were completely destroyed. All of my shulker boxes were filled with copper. So we ran out of room. So I had to go back to my base, dump all of that off. I mean, we are making good progress, but at this point, I can tell by editing this that this right here is when my mental sanity started to break. I had been mining this giant pit pretty much 24 hours now, nearly non-stop, which was not a great idea. So much so that I actually forgot to record all of the footage of me going back to my base and repairing my tools and such. I spaced. I didn't remember to turn the recording back on when I did all of that. So yeah, I think it's hard to kind of understand just how mind-numbing this is when you are doing any task, no matter how simple that task is, repetitively for so long that any task will become so mind-numbing that there's really nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I did manage to record a nice little view from the top here. So, I mean, everything is looking pretty good up here. I mean, we have made some insane progress over the previous 24 hours of my life. I then managed to remember to actually turn on the replay mod where I went down a total of around 15 more layers. And this is when things started to get really bad for my mental state.
So I found myself a little zombie friend. Hi, little zombie friend. I thought he was pretty cool. He has this nice little chainmail armor, and he's kind of cool. I want to name tag him, but problem is if I fly away, he's going to despawn, and I don't have any name tags. Actually, you know what? Hang on. I got an idea. I put him in a hole, and I made him a giant zombie. Yeah, let me see if this is going to work here. Oh, it's working. It's just, here we go. Oh no, what am I doing? I killed a zombie. It's nice little gravel.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what that was. I was so bored and I saw the zombie and I just, you know, did some stuff and I don't know, man. I have some footage here of me mining and you can see how annoying this is, right? Like, all of this deep slate takes so long to mine. Like, you cut through the stone like absolute butter. It takes no time whatsoever. And then the deep slate's really annoying. Right here, as you see, boom. Just absolutely going through the stone, and you run into deep slate, it slows you down, it's super annoying, and it just really impedes everything, and it takes nearly twice as long to start mining now, and it was really starting to annoy me, as you can tell by what I did with the zombie. Yeah, please don't blame me for my mental insanity, but yeah, we finished out those layers. We are at Y level 6 now, and this one little spot is Y level 0. We're only 6 levels away from Y0, so I thought that wasn't going to take me too long to get to Y0. Maybe like 2 hours, and we would be good to go. So I got to mining again, but the deep slate was taking so long to mine and it was wasting so much of my time. I had to mine out these 2 layers right here. It took me an hour and a half to mine out those 2 layers right there. Before, I used to be able to mine out 4 layers in less than an hour. Now it's taking me over an hour for 2 layers. This is taking so insane to go through this deep slate, way longer than I thought it was going to. So we were slowing down an absolute ton. It was absolutely driving me insane. By this point, it was midday Thursday. I think I had been mining for maybe a total of 22 hours of solid work. I mean, we're talking solid 22 hours of mining, pretty much non-stop. I haven't slept at this point in the past couple of days really that much, which again is not a smart idea and not something I would recommend, but I really wanted to get this video out and done. So I just kept grinding and going for it. One idea that I had is, as you can see, I mean, we have an absolute excessive amount of netherite in our world, more than enough. So I decided what we were going to do is actually upgrade all of our pickaxes to netherite pickaxes. I never did this before because I didn't need to. Both a diamond pickaxe and a netherite pickaxe can instantly mine stone, so there was really no need. Netherite pickaxes are slightly faster, and I was hoping that speed was going to help me mine away the deep slate further I even had the idea of maybe using a gold pickaxe to help me mine out the deep slate. I know gold breaks really quickly, so I went back to our absolutely massive pit here, and I started working with the gold pickaxe. Unfortunately, it doesn't instantly mine deep slate, which really disappointed me. So yeah, we were gonna have to stick to the regular old boring slow mining. And I decided to mine out 2 more layers to get us down to Y level 2, which again, so yeah, this is when I realized how long it was gonna take. Yeah, you can clearly see just how frustrated I am with all of this. So I started mining again, mining out 2 more layers, again taking nearly an hour and a half just for those 2 layers. And just as a great demonstration how annoying this is, as you can see right with these regular stone blocks, just how easy it is to mine out these absolutely massive areas pretty much instantaneously. Then as soon as you get to deep slate, it all slows down. We finished those 2 layers. We are now at Y level 2. And I don't think I can properly convey to you how annoyed I was. I need to turn to live commentary me to explain all of this for you.
I kind of have some news for you guys. I finished watching the finale of The Good Place. The entire show. I finished all of it. I started watching The Good Place while recording this video. Here, let me show you guys. I think I started watching The Good Place when I was like at this Y level on my other monitor. I started watching it. I finished the entire TV series by the time I got down to here. I'm not even at Y level 0 yet, and I finished this show before I'm at Y level 0. Y level 0. I finished an entire TV series before I finished this pit. What? How? Oh my.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, and I can't lie when I said this video broke me. I was broken. Right here is footage of me giving up, quite literally 2 blocks away from Y0. I was sorting my inventory. I was getting rid of all of my shulker boxes and items. I was organizing everything. I was quitting, basically. I was done with this entire project. It was way more difficult and was taking way longer than I ever thought it was going to. This is me so broken and so disheartened that I was giving up. But after taking a break for a few hours, I changed my mind and I decided we had to keep going. So I went and repaired my pickaxes, got my inventory sorted, and we were going to continue mining to at least Y0. I really didn't want to at this point. I mean, again, it's really hard to explain just how broken I was at this point. I had been mining for over 20 hours nonstop. I hadn't slept in basically a week. I was putting way too much effort into this video, but I knew I had to get it done. So I started mining these final 2 layers. It took me nearly an hour and 45 minutes just to mine these 2 layers alone, and here you go. I thought it was fitting that the final block down here would be a diamond block to get us down to Y0, and there you go. We had officially mined all the way down to Y0. Not quite bedrock, and I do deeply apologize for that, but I just couldn't keep going. I physically could not. We are down to Y0, and I wanted to clean everything up just to make it look really nice, cover up some of these giant holes and whatnot. So with one clean transition, here you go. I went ahead and covered up all of those holes other than the giant massive caves, and this thing is starting to look fantastic. Again, not down to bedrock, as you can see by this footage. All of this is covered up. There is some giant cave systems down here, so break that. You can see all of that continues going to the negative territories, whereas right now we are standing on Y0. So I apologize that I could not go down to bedrock. I've said this in the past with some of my other videos, but most of these 100-day videos aren't actually 100 days anymore. It's way too hard to time them to be exactly 100 days to get the projects done that I want. Sometimes they go over, sometimes they'll go under. This video is definitely over. All of this took me nearly 170 days to do. Which, if you do the math, even if I slept the moment the night started every single one of these days, which I did not, this took a minimum of around 30 hours to record just to do the sugarcane farm and get to Y0. And once it was all said and done, this is everything we mined. All of these double chests with just raw copper, which is insane. An absolute ton of coal, iron, lapis lazuli, a little bit of gold, and diamonds, as well as over 500,000 different blocks of stone and diorite and whatever. I did the math, and in this video, we probably mined anywhere between 600,000 and 700,000 blocks. And I really do intend on going down to bedrock in a future video. I don't know if it'll be the next video. It could be in the distant future, but I have no desire to keep on working on this anymore right now. It's at Y0, so that's still a fantastic goal, and I can still make a slime farm down here if I want to. But for now, I am gonna have to put a pin in this. I cannot quite literally, physically, or mentally go any further. So with that being said, I hope you guys are not too disappointed, and I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, as we did manage to go all the way from the surface to Y level 0. If you guys did like this video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one.